Having
Have we
made
had a
some new
long rest?
friends, you have not. Having made some new friends that were dropped in rather hotly into the dungeon. A flaming wreck of a spelljammer currently available on level 1. And, as you guys, kept going deeper and deeper, you lastly found a throne room where water had pooled over the many rugs, a platinum chair set into the south wall, and a three-headed skeleton resting in the chair. The ceiling is vaulted, though in many places the stonework had failed, leaving holes upward into darkness. As you advanced into the room, the skeleton attacked you, along with 6 other invisible foes. A brief scuffle ensued, and the skeleton, as well as the invisible entities, were all destroyed. A scroll recovered from the dust of what remains of the Skull Lord. Currently, this is the room you are in. This is the room with the platinum chair and where you fought the skeleton and the 6 invisible foes. You had entered from the northeast. So, what would you guys like to do?
To engage the enemy in glorious combat.
Right.
Glorious melee combat. You can't leave out the most important part.
Well, that's implied with these corridors.
I need to find
We
my
long rest?
maps.
Nope.
Take a long rest.
Not last week, no.
You have not taken a long rest, no.
I said, can we take one?
It's a bit early.
Oh, fuck. All right, let's keep moving. Son of a bitch.
Get slapped around. Who got hurt?
I mean, I can't die, but still, it hurts getting hit.
Yeah, it's rather inconvenient dying. I got a healer's kit. I can help you out.
Alright. We are in the skeleton throne room on sub basement 3.
Can I take the chair that I'm sitting on?
The throne?
Yeah, I just want to tie it to my back.
Platinum, isn't it? Oh God, how heavy is it?
How heavy can you lift? Because that chair weighs 1,000 pounds.
I don't
Oh
know.
my God, 1,000 pounds in platinum.
He's a dragonborn, and he's got a 20 strength, so about 600,
300.
300, 400. He's not. I wish if he was a fucking he could do it. Goliath, he could do it.
Well, if I can't take the whole thing, I'll just cut off a section of it. The rest.
All
Other
right,
low
so you're
torch.
just gonna tear off a chunk of platinum.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. Why not?
All right, yeah,
It's full for-
you do so. And as you're kind of breaking it apart, you realize that the chair is actually made out of stone and is only coated in platinum. Still valuable, just not
Oh, well, fuck.
not solid platinum valuable.
Could I also get a chunk? Because that's a real good idea. Why not? It's money. So I'd also like to take a small chunk of platinum.
Platinum.
I'm not sure
stone,
how many
sure.
pounds I get.
Can we just take off the platinum coating?
Oh, can we get the
How,
platinum?
how about I just fabricate this into some ingots?
You could do
Yeah,
that.
yeah. We could rest while you do that. Yes.
Yeah, go ahead and take a short rest. I'll get started on this. Yeah, I just like to fabricate the platinum off into separatable chunks, roughly ingot shaped.
Okay. Yeah, you do so. All right, and when you're finished, having sucked all of the platinum plating out of it, you end up with 5 1-pound ingots of platinum. A cracked stone chair, now sits there.
Huzzah.
And that's when you realize that having stripped the platinum off, the seat of the chair was hollow, and there is a small wood box sitting there inside the hollow carved out of the chair.
Color me curious. I want to take a peek.
Okay, so you're just going to open it up.
I'll pop detect magic first.
All right, detect magic does not ping on the box.
And I'll try and open it.
You pop it open.
Dexterity saving throw against disintegrate.
No, inside you see your reflection, and I need a charisma save.
Oh no! Against a magical effect.
Mm-hmm.
The bard. Make a charisma save.
Oh no!
Right, yeah, nothing seems to happen. You appear to just be looking at a mirror. Detect magic still says it is not magical. Though you do notice that when you look at the lid of the box, that it appears to be coated in a grayish metal.
Does it look like lead?
It does look like lead.
Alright. I will take the mirror out, see if it's nicely made or anything.
The mirror appears to be fixed to the bottom of the box.
Eh. Alright. Then I'll close the box and just put it in my chest. How big is this box? Like hand-sized?
It is about a foot by 6.
1 by 1 by 6 feet, or 1 by 1 by
Sorry.
6 inches?
If you go by inches, it's 12 by 12 by 6.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. What's your insight?
Insight. That is. I need my dragon stats. Where is dragon wisdom? Not great.
I burned that many. My rolls were for hit dice
Okay.
to recharge me hit dice.
My insight modifier is +4.
Okay, why don't you make an insight check then? Okay. You put the box in your case.
Alright, then I'll just wait for the party to finish their short rest. Just lounge around the room.
Hey, Crazy, before you actually roll hit die, let me take a healer's kit and get you a bit better. So take this and healing.
Okay.
Did we check the bodies last session? I forget if we did or didn't.
The 6 invisible bodies were just like wisps. They did not create physical bodies. You disintegrated the Skull Lord. There was just a pile of bone ash and the scroll.
Gotcha. We already got the score right.
I believe you did, yeah.
Okay. Did we get a successful short rest? It just hit me.
Yes. Yeah.
Very
You guys can sit there for an hour. Nothing happens.
All right, where to next?
Good question. There is nothing in the southeast corner, nothing in the southwest corner. There's the northwest door that we haven't gone through, and then there's the southwest 2 doors that we haven't gone through.
2 doors sound important. Why don't we go there?
Works for me.
And so we went.
Okay.
I would like to check the doors for signs of trickery and
The open archways, you mean? Sure. Make an investigation check to check them for traps.
I was lied. I thought there were doors. I'll still check anyway.
There could be a tiny thread. Invisible.
That's exactly where I would put my tripwire of disintegration if I had one.
Exactly. You would never suspect it.
Yeah, you don't see any traps.
Tiny invisible thread.
Except for the tripwire of conflagration. When you trip it, it sets itself on fire, and it mildly inconveniences your shin.
It singes it. Okay, we're good. Let's go.
All right. So, what are you guys doing?
So, I'd like to advance to where the double door past the archway. I mean,
All right. Yeah, you see it's a 10-foot wide hallway going east. It looks to go from the easternmost archway, goes 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 feet and trails off into darkness.
so we go.
All right, you start walking.
Advance.
Mm-hmm. So at 80 feet, you see a T-junction where you can continue straight ahead or turn to the right. As you walk up to the T-junction, you can see that the way ahead continues going as far as your dark vision can see.
The way to the right does as well.
The way to the right looks to go 20 feet and then splits into a T-junction where you could then turn left or right.
So if I go right and then left, I'm still going straight, but I'm going straight 20.
Yes.
Nah, fuck that. Let's go straight.
All right. All right, you keep going straight. You go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 10, 20, 130 feet, finding another T-junction. Standing at that T-junction, you can see you can also go 20 feet south here to another T-junction heading left or right. Or you can continue on 10, 20, 30, 40 feet where the corridor turns to the left heading north.
Is there any preference? I heard no. So we continue to... What? Go ahead.
Based off of positioning and my terrible ability to make maps, I think that northern hallway goes to the divination and invocation traps. But we should just peek in to confirm that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So you go across the T-junction. You head 30 feet over, and you can see that the corridor continues north 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 feet to a wooden door. Dead end. Wooden door.
Does the door look familiar?
It looks like one of the standard wooden doors you've seen throughout this dungeon.
Okay. I advance to the door, and I check it for signs of bombs.
Okay. Please make an investigation check. Does not look trapped.
Okay. I attempt to open the door.
All right, you open the door, revealing a familiar, completely gutted room. The flagstone having been torn up into sections. To the east, you see this tall, red, draconic figure who looks up at you as you enter. He has a sack over his shoulder. And, Nephthys turns to you and says, "Oh, hey, you're back."
Yep, we're just wandering around, trying to find our place here.
Sure. Well, I'm going to head off this way for now.
All right. The Skull Lord or whatever it was you were talking about, that thing's dead.
Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah, can't really be too careful with the undead, you know?
Mhm.
Well, you can if you turn them into a pile of ashes.
Yeah, we tried to say hi and it shot first, then, we shot last.
I was even polite about it, relatively speaking.
As polite as
What
you
can
could
you
be
do?
defending yourself.
Why do I have coffee stains on my map?
Because you were drinking coffee in the morning. It is morning, right? I can't really tell here.
It's
No, it's not.
it is about time to be in a dungeon. O'clock.
It's basically lunchtime.
When he said he's going over in yonder direction, was he going east or west?
He was going east.
All right.
Yeah, west is that room, that had all the ports along the wall
Divination
that
floor,
shot at you.
Yeah. The one that never hit our acid resistant guy with acid.
Yes.
Well, do take care of yourself. Maybe we'll see you around.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Take care. And he walks through a door.
Right, so we're backtracking now, right?
Yeah. I did tell you that my map making was piss poor. This is not the room I thought it was.
All right, well, it was close enough.
That does leave me with the question of where does that southern door go in the other room?
The one behind us?
No, in the room with the divination floor.
I don't know. Was it like to the right of us where we are right now?
It would be in that door to our front left.
Yeah, this is the
Maps
room you're in
west
right
of
now.
this room. Yeah, it would be the room to the west, then there was another door to the southwest of that room.
Why don't we go back and see if we can find a hallway that goes that direction?
Yeah, just go back to the skeleton throne room out the eastern door, and that'll go right there.
Ah. Sure, let's do that.
So you're going back along that long hallway to the skeleton room?
Yes.
Okay. You do so. You don't encounter any resistance. You are now in the skeleton room.
Right. And then
there's that east open door, the way you came in here originally, and the bricked up archway to the northwest.
All right. Then we will take the eastern hallway
Okay.
and stay east at the T intersection.
Okay. Yeah, so I just go straight across 10, 20, 30, 40 feet to that open archway that leads to the room that has many ports along the wall and is dangerously trapped.
Magic missile trapped or different trapped?
This is the
This
one
is
that
the-
shot all sorts of stuff at you guys.
This is the
Acid,
room.
force, and I think lightning? Or was lightning a different room? No, lightning was with the pike.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah.
As you guys are standing at this archway.
I could have sworn there was a door in the south of here. Or I was looking at the wrong room when I made this map.
I'm sure we'll figure it out eventually. Where to?
Back west, skeleton room, south, and then south at the T intersection.
All right, you go south of that T intersection. You end up, goes 20 feet to another T intersection. You can go left or right. To the left, you see a corridor going straight off into darkness. To your right, a corridor going 10, 20, 30, 40 feet before turning to the left and out of sight.
So turns.
Did he
Left
cut off for anyone
left,
else?
yeah.
I caught about half of that.
So it goes south 20 feet, west off into darkness, and then left would put it east, and left again would put it back north. Or did I get that mixed up?
So when you head south from that first T intersection, you go 20 feet and then find yourself in another T intersection, from which you could then turn left or right. Left going straight off into darkness, to the right going 40 feet before that corridor turns to the left.
Okay, yeah, I got the directions mixed up. So east goes off into darkness, west goes left again to the south. Okay. I want to peek around that that corner that turns left,
Okay. How far is your dark vision?
60 feet.
All right, it goes 60 feet, revealing a familiar looking open wooden door. One that you just were at.
In the
It's the room with the red, Abashi looking guy.
huh. So that's another room that's in two different places on my map. Alright, what about the other direction?
You go
Let's
left.
run!
All right, so you go
Yeah.
back to the intersection, and this time you go to the left. You go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 120, 130 feet, finding yourself at another T-junction. You can go straight as far as your dark vision can see, or you could turn left, go 20 feet, and you can see another T-junction there. That one going left or right.
Let's take this T intersection.
All right.
Take a turn.
All right, you turn and go down the T intersection. You get to the thing where you can go left or right. To the left, you see a straight corridor going off as far as your dark vision can see. To the right, a corridor going 40 feet and turning to the left.
This is hurting my head. It's like the third left in a row if I'm.
Sorry about that. I had to take care of something. What's up?
I need to learn how to actually make maps.
That's alright. Things will get familiar enough the longer we spend here. Where are we looking at? Did we go west and then left?
So from that from the skull room, we went south. That turned east right away. Then the east-west-south T intersection. South and then west turns south again into the gutted room, which is now in two different spots on my map. East is a 120, 40-foot corridor, somewhere in that ballpark, which is a T intersection that goes east, west, and north. And then the north one goes 40 feet, turns into east, west, south, coming from the south. The west one goes off into darkness, which would put us back near the original gutted room on my map.
Have you confirmed that?
And the east goes to, that was a closed door? Closed wooden door, I think. Yeah, fuck it. Left turn.
So you're going left turn down the 20 feet to the other T junction? Do I understand you correctly?
This is hurting.
Let's
my head.
do it.
I'm lost.
Let's do it. It's okay to be lost. I have no clue where I'm going either.
Okay, you go the 20 feet, enter the T junction, option to go left or right. To the left, you see a corridor heading straight off into darkness. To the right, you see a corridor going 40 feet and turning to the left.
I don't suppose there's any relatively accurate way to check altitude, is there?
There are several methods that would exist in medieval times. I don't believe without access to the horizon you would have the ability to use any of them. Also, do you have like proficiency with say cartographer's tools or surveying equipment?
I do not.
Then you wouldn't know how to use them anyway.
All these corridors feel like they're pretty level, right? They don't feel like I'm
Yes.
going up and down a couple feet.
Right. They feel level.
I wouldn't take it past this dungeon to incorporate some levels of magic that'll place you
You
in
know when you've ever
other
cast
corridors.
Detect Magic that the whole dungeon does have a background level of magic and has been there since this
Yeah.
entire thing.
So I wouldn't sweat it too much if the map seems disjointed or inconsistent.
It's not so much that's inconsistent, rather that there's the same room consistently in two different spots. And these corridors look like they're overlapping.
All right. Just like put a mark or something on the map. I don't know.
Okay. We'll go left, I guess.
All right,
Let's go.
you go left down the straight corridor. You go 130 feet, finding yourself at another T-junction. An option to go straight, which goes off into the limit of your dark vision, or you look and you can go left 20 feet before entering another T-junction, that junction having options for left or right.
20-foot junction, go left. Why don't we go there?
Sure.
All right.
Left, and then left again. I
Okay.
guess we're just gonna keep going left.
All right. You keep going left. You go the 20 feet, enter the junction. The options are to go left or right. Left is a straight corridor going off into darkness. To the right is a 40-foot corridor before that one turns left. You turn left and start heading down the straight corridor. You travel 130 feet and find yourself at a T-junction. An option to go straight into darkness or left 20 feet to another T-junction. That junction is left or right.
Does this look identical to what we just encountered previously?
Yep, it's all been looking identical.
All right. Well, why don't we put some mark here where this junction is to go either left or right, and just keep on going left, see if we find that same mark.
So what kind of mark are you putting?
Firebolt.
Okay, and you're firebolting a wall, the floor, the ceiling.
Left-hand wall, about shoulder height.
Okay. Yeah, you leave a little scorch mark. And then you're
All right.
what are you doing?
We're going to keep on going left.
All right, you go left. 20 feet to a T-junction. Option is to go left or right. You can see it goes left straight off into darkness. To the right, it goes 40 feet before turning left. You said you're going to continue going left?
Yeah.
All right. You go left. You travel 130 feet to a T-junction. Option to go straight off into darkness, or left 20 feet to another T-junction. Options to go left or right. As you look to the left down that T-junction, the current one that you're at, you see a certain scorch mark at shoulder height on the left wall.
Yeah.
So
All
just
right.
walking around in circles.
I don't suppose it gives you a sound effect whenever you turn, right? When I mean red, I mean correct, not the direction. No sound effect, no nothing?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
This left-hand turn seems to be putting us back at the other end of this hallway. So we've just been taking the same left turn this entire time for the last 5 lefts.
Yeah. Well, let's go left 20 feet, and then we're given an option to go left or right. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, why don't we try to go right this time?
Okay, you go right. You get to the corner and you can see it goes 60 feet so it turns to the left. It goes 60 feet to an open wooden door, and that room you recognize as where you saw that red Abashi.
Okay, why don't we backtrack a bit? Go back to the the hallway you had to go 20 feet to go either left or right, where that scorch mark is. And instead of taking the left turn after 130 feet, why don't we go straight?
Okay, is that what you're doing?
I'd like to, yeah.
All right. You go straight. The corridor goes 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 feet. And you come to a familiar pair of archways, a pile of bone ash in the floor of the closer one. Through the open archway, you can see a rather familiar throne room and a stone chair set in the south wall of it.
Okay. The last time we went north from here, or where did we go?
North is the only place, the only door out of this room that we haven't checked.
Okay,
Doorway.
let's try there.
Okay, you approach the bricked up archway.
Is it a closed archway, or is it an open archway?
It is an archway that has had bricks used to fill it in, so it is now a wall.
Can I see mortar in between the bricks, or would I be
Yes.
able to push this wall?
You can see mortar in between the bricks.
Rod of Lordly Might, Battering Ram, Breach and Clear, question mark.
Why not? You don't see anything with like no, you know what? No, let's do it. Yeah.
Rod,
is fine.
Ram, Breach.
All right, please make an athletics check.
Strength and Battering Ram. Only a 45.
All right, yeah, you take your battering ram and just blow down these bricks forming, kind of revealing this archway. To the north, you see a room, a pile of skulls and weapons, making a mound in the middle of a large wooden table that fills most of the room. The ceiling of the room seems to mimic a night sky, with no clouds and only pinpricks of light marking stars. No constellations seem familiar to you, though the room itself is familiar.
This is a star map that has 2 doorways to the mold room, isn't it? From
But
the
we
Astral
are-
Sea? Is this
are
the
we
Astral Sea
aware that
or
there was a-
Is this the Astral Sea version or the Far Realms version of the map? Or is this a different one?
Under?
Yes.
Did you hear Sleuth?
I thought he was asking you.
Oh, well, I don't actually remember DM. Let me look up.
All right, make an Arcana check.
So my map has this room way off to our east, like 300 feet and a bit north.
Yeah,
So-
it's a map of some section of the Astral Sea.
All right. I relay that information.
Okay.
So yeah, you came in through that bricked up archway bottom, like the very bottom.
Okay. There's an option to go left. Is that same option the one where you meet to the Abishai? I'd like to start heading my way. Actually, is this a spooky room?
I mean, it's full of skulls. You tell me if that's spooky.
Oh, no, I meant like the things where you have to make a deck save. This isn't the same room, correct?
If you don't remember, I'm not going to tell you.
The star
Does it have the whatchamacallit, those things jutting out of the walls?
No, the
I mean,
walls
like
are-
if
the
you were to
walls are
describe
plain.
it, yeah. So I know that.
This is not the room with the divination floor and the ports trap. This is the star room. To the north is the bedroom that used to be covered in mold.
Okie doke. I'd like to hug the wall and go straight left.
All
The
right.
first left.
Yeah, it's an unlocked portcullis. You just kind of open it.
Hey, I have
Beyond
to
that, it
get
goes
off.
40 feet to
I have
a
a tornado
closed one
warning.
door. Have a good night, Cece.
Night.
Catch you later.
Yep.
Yep,
Okay.
This wooden door you recognize as, a wooden door.
Okay, I open the door.
It's that room that's all torn up and that had the red abashi in it.
Okay. So we have a vague idea of what's going on.
I don't.
Okay, so the only anomaly here is whenever you go 130 feet and then take the 20-foot left, if you go left again, you restart at that area where you go 130 feet to the left. That's the only anomaly going on. That's the only loop. Everything else is consistent as far as I know.
As far as I know,
Like, I can make a shitty map.
I have been making a shitty map.
Today we're going to play Dungeonography. Watch as a bunch of fools try to navigate their way in a spooky place.
As far as I know, this is the floor as we've explored it.
I'd have to turn that around. Oh wait, let me make the map first before I forget.
The scaling is horribly off.
That's fine. Mine is pretty dog shit itself.
All right, well, I'm going to use this opportunity to go to the bathroom, so I'll be right back.
Okie doke. Come on, MS Paint, don't fail me now.
Where is edit? Wonderful. Full screen. Maximize. How do I rotate? Rotate left. Right. There's the properly rotated version.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, I am back.
Welcome back. I'm not gonna lie, Sleuth, I just barely started making a map, so I only know very little. But I can at least show what I'm trying to say when I mean it loops. Okay, that's the only stuff I've been keeping track of so far. So the arrows indicate if you go there, you loop. That's to my knowledge. And if we keep on going straight from that original line in the bottom left, you end up in the Skull Lord room. And then if you go up north, you go to that Astral Sea place up there in the ceiling, and then it's the armory, whatever the hell. And to the left of that is where we meet the devil. Or demon, whatever. Yeah, that's what I'm understanding so far. But I don't know any other ways in or out from here.
There was something. Actually, that wasn't. That was me getting the wrong directions again. Yeah, I think we've explored everything here. So, stairs down.
Sure.
Alright, so south through the Skeleton Throne, east into the corridor, north, past the stairs up.
Hold on. So you guys are currently in the Star Room. Where are you going?
We're going to go back to the Skull Lord room. Is that right?
Yes.
All right, so you're in the Skull Room. You have the door going east. You have the two archways going south.
East.
Okay. It's a bit complicated, so I'll just, give you a quick map. So you have just entered that T junction at the bottom from the west.
Yes, we're going north at the first and second T intersections.
Okay. All right, and so you're just going to follow that. So that corridor then turns to the right, goes 30 feet, and turns to the left. Goes 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 feet, turns to the right, to head east. At which point you can see it goes 10, 20, 30, 40 feet to a T junction. Left to go north, straight through a door that is currently open. And beyond which you can see the old empty racks of arms and armor filling that armory where you fought a bunch of basilisks.
Yeah, then we'll go into the armory.
Okay, you are in the armory. You can go north through an open door into what appears to be that room that had the partially collapsed ceiling and crushed metal cages, or south to a corridor that immediately turns to the right, heading west.
South corridor, and follow it west.
All right, it goes 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 feet to a T intersection. South to an open door that leads to that room with all the ports on the walls. North goes 20 feet and turns to the right, heading east again.
And then north.
All right, you go north. When you look to the right as you get around that corner, you see a set of stairs going down into darkness.
And then down the stairs.
What is your guys' marching order as you go down the stairs?
I'll take a point if no one else wants to.
I'll be up front.
I'll go ahead and be a third.
Someone write it down in chat.
I will go second.
How much room is there in these stairs?
They're 10 feet
Like-
wide.
Okay, so we can get peeps in rows or two.
I'm not in the front though.
If you'd like.
So
be-
Nala crazy first line, me and Mr. second, or how?
That's like a plan to me.
we're
Oh, well, that works too. Yeah, I'll be side by side with Leon if possible.
Yeah, put Majigul in front of us.
So if I'm reading that right, you have Jagul in front. Like he's like in front alone. And then you got Leon and Max following him up in the next line together, side by side. And then behind you guys is Nala. You guys are just kind of
Yeah.
diamond formation going down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. You head down. These stairs go way, way down. As you go further and further down, the stone begins to look less and less worn. The steps become sharper, the walls become smoother. As you lose sight of the upper landing from your dark vision, you still have not seen an end.
I'd like to get a single bullet of mine and just toss it down, see how long it goes, how long I can hear it.
All right, you toss it down. And, you hear it bounce off the stairs as far as you can see. It goes out of your sight, and you do not hear any further bounces.
Sound like it stopped on something, or so just like as far as I could see, and then that's it.
Yep, as soon as it goes out of your sight, you stop hearing bounces. So either it like landed and it's just out of your sight range, or something else.
Okie doke.
I can just send firebolts down into the darkness, see if there's enough ambient light from that to light up anything that might be down there.
Sounds like
Okay.
a good idea.
I will aim it clear over our heads and into the ceiling to hopefully avoid hitting anything that might be down the stairs from us.
Okay, I think I understand what you're saying. So you're shooting at an angle above everyone's head into the ceiling of the staircase.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Trying to see.
it reveals a bit more of the staircase going down. Not a whole lot, because you can't like aim it way, way down and into it to get a long distance shot. But enough that you can tell that it goes at least 90 more feet.
All right. Well, let's just keep on heading down.
All right, you keep on heading down. You're walking. The stairs are in front of you. At this point, having traveled the 90 feet, you notice that the stone is turning glassy and smooth. There are no longer do you see joints in the masonry. It is also you guys all are just using dark vision, right?
I got blind sense 10 feet.
Okay.
I'd like to, at some point, I'll cast a spell. I forgot which one it was. Check real quick. As soon as my spell sheet loads.
What would my knowledge of natural rock tell me about this glassy surface? How does this normally be achieved naturally?
Obsidian.
I'll cast dancing lights, just somewhere around us for a few seconds and see what this floor is changing into.
It looks shiny, black, and glass-like. Dead ringer for obsidian. It's just there's no see, obsidian is like glass. When you nap it, it tends to look like napped glass or stone. This looks almost like it was formed this way. The edges are perfectly smooth. There is no sign of wear.
Magic fabrication. All right.
Likely.
And when you illuminate everything with your magic lights, you realize that about 30 feet ahead of you, at the bottom of the stairs level out suddenly, and there exists before you a doorway.
Just a single doorway?
Pair of double doors, made of the same smooth, glassy material as the rest of it.
Let's put our best step forward. Why don't we check that door? I'd like to check it for the signs of the sneaky.
Go ahead, make a investigation check.
I will cut out the dancing lights as we approach the door.
What direction are we approaching this door from? The north?
Well, it was heading east down into it.
Oh, okay. So we're starting east. Okay.
All right, you push the doors open. They're a pair of double doors.
But they weren't trapped?
No, they weren't trapped, sorry.
Okay.
So are you pushing them open?
Oh, yeah, I would have.
Okay.
I would have tried to do this the sneaky breaky light.
All right, you push them open. Inside, you see a black void. No walls, no ceiling, no floor. Pinpricks of light twinkle in the distance. And you notice that some of them are brighter than others, some of them are slightly bluer or oranger than others.
Detect magic. I, as a player, think I know what this is. I don't think the character would, but this sounds like a portal.
Detect magic shows just the same background magic you've been seeing this entire dungeon.
Does blind sense tell me that anything's hiding within 10 feet of me in this room?
It does not.
All right. I'll cast dancing light again and send one of the lights into the void.
All right, you send one of your lights through into the void. It hangs there. Nothing reflects the light back. It's just like a burning ball of light hanging in space.
Uh, I've got some daggers to toss into it. I'll toss one.
Okay.
See what happens with it.
You toss the dagger. It makes no sound when it lands, but it does land on what appears to be a floor, though nothing is reflected. It's
Does
just,
blind sense tell me that something's there?
it does not.
So does someone want to go in, or
Give me a 10-foot pole. I'll go in. Fuck, give me a 10-foot pole and some rope while you're at it.
I have the rope, I know for sure. I also have the chains, if you'd prefer that. And I do have a 10-foot pole.
Great. Yep. I'll go ahead and use my 50 feet of hemp rope with yours, if that's all right. Get ourselves 100 feet. If you could anchor that, because I am going to tie this to myself, that'd be great. And I'll start navigating the area with the pole.
All right, so you're kind of like just poking the ground.
Yep, like a blind man.
Yep, yeah. You start sweeping out an area. Are you walking into the room, or just sweeping out like the 10-foot area in front of the door?
If nothing's immediately spooky in the 10-foot, I'll just walk in.
Okay. The only thing spooky is as you're like tapping the ground, it makes no sound when you do so. Though you do feel,
But I do sense it.
You feel a physical resistance pushing against the pole as if you are pushing it against the ground.
Okay, that's enough for me. Let's go.
All right, you walk
Okay.
in.
I would assume there's nowhere to affix this end of the rope to on the obsidian. So I'll just
It appears to be
hold
smooth. You don't see anything to affix it with.
Yeah, I'll just hold on to this end then.
I'm not terribly heavy. I think you got it.
All right, Max, you walk in. Are you still sweeping out in front of you?
Yes, sir.
All right, yeah, you keep sweeping out. As you walk deeper and deeper into the room, you're now 10 feet into the room. You're at where Nala had tossed her dagger. And you hear a voice, deep and male, in your head. It simply asks, "Who intrudes on the sanctum of Azudel?"
Maxim Noir. Me and my group wish to seek out information involving Nagpa.
Okay. It's worth noting that when he speaks, those of you on the other side of the door do not hear him.
Yeah, but I clearly say that, just in case.
Yeah, your mouth
this
moves.
telepathic isn't.
Your mouth moves. You hear it like it's inside your own head, like if you were wearing earplugs. But you can tell based on the feel of it, the way you sound to yourself, that sound is not leaving you.
Okay.
The area is silence.
Well, that's all I can do, so that's what I do.
Okay.
Does the atmosphere change, or is it...
The atmosphere does not change. It's still breathable. It's still same temperature, same air pressure. You don't smell anything or taste anything different. The voice comes back into your head, and it says that you have come a long way to hear tall tales. Why do you wish knowledge about Nagpas?
We wish to put an end to their corrupting influence in these lands.
It laughs. And it almost like echoes in your head. It's painfully loud. Well, if you wish to stand against them, I certainly am your ally. I do not know if you are capable of defeating them, but certainly leaving them to their devices does no one any good. Do you know of their origin?
Would my character be aware, based on the background you've given so far?
Nope.
I'll say no. Yeah, no. No clue.
They were once powerful wizards. Their names lost to time, and a curse for meddling in a ritual to bind the gods themselves. This ritual brought them not to the sight of the gods, but that of the Raven Queen, as she sat in her Shadowfell. She interrupted this ritual, stripped these wizards of their forms, their names, and their powers, and to curse them far beyond any mortal means of removal. This curse prevents these Nagpa, as they are now known to be, from acquiring any new magical lore or power, except from the ruins left behind of fallen civilizations and great calamities. I have been down here for over 2,000 years, monitoring their progress and averting disaster where possible. And they are approaching access to power, the likes of which has not been seen on this world since my internment down here. And this entire plane is in peril.
What knowledge are they getting? Where? How?
They seek the Ark of the Malefic Seal, and they wish to use it to dissolve the material plane, the Feywild, and the Shadowfell, and remake it in their image. This will kill everyone into all three planes. They seek to become gods of their own worlds.
Shit.
But fortunately, you are here. There are 5 Nagpa in the world, and they have traveled to 4 distinct locations, each of them working on part of this objective of theirs. One is currently navigating through the Labyrinth of Nightmares. He seeks to reach the Blue Temple, and in it recover the actual artifact, the Ark of the Malefic Seal. Another is in hiding in Ghostmoor, hiding and seeking to infiltrate the lair of Ambur, and with it gain knowledge of how to use the artifact. Third is sifting through the ruins of Tur. The volcano there was created when one of 3 magical power sources stored there failed, and when it failed created a direct channel between the subsurface magma and that mountain, turning it into a volcano. He is there seeking one of the 2 remaining power sources. The final 2 Nagpas are currently laying siege to the point of no return. This is an ancient ritual site, guarded by a dragon, ancient and powerful, named Frazir. He is the oldest and most powerful of all the dragons on this plane. And it is also in that place where the material plane, the Feywild, and the Shadowfell intermingle. The barriers between them is weak enough that if they were to use the artifact there, it could simultaneously affect all 3 planes. Now I have a question for you. You know what they seek. You know where they are. What shall you do now?
I'll be honest, I don't even know the first move I would take. I was displaced here. I started explaining a little bit of my backstory about how I used to be part of a Gith Cavalier ship that blew up, and then I met these people out of dumb luck, and this is their goal.
You call it luck. I call it providence.
Perhaps. What do you suggest that I do? With the few numbers we have, I don't.
A ritual site is useless without something to conduct a ritual on. A power source without an artifact power is useless, as well as is the knowledge of an artifact you do not have. If it was me, and if I was mobile, I would seek to secure the artifact against them.
This is in the Labyrinth of Nightmares that you speak of?
The Labyrinth of Nightmares is a passageway, and you need it to reach the Blue Temple. It is within this temple that the Ark is stored.
Ah. Wait. The Nagpa's in here?
The Nagpa is currently in the Labyrinth, and it is working to reach the Blue Temple.
Why did we send the worst person for this in? Max has no information.
Yeah, I literally.
Any of you guys could walk into the room at any time.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and tell this person, this entity, I'll be right back. I'll bring in some people that are more knowledgeable about the situation. How about that? So that way we can make a better informed decision. So I was just like jotting down all this stuff, and it's pitch black.
Yes.
So my notes are probably fucked.
Yes, probably. Actually, no, it's not pitch black. There is that ball of floating light that Nala sent in there.
Oh, neat.
So that would illuminate your notes. Doesn't illuminate the floor you're standing on appears to be transparent, and through it you can see more Starscape.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and bring the rest of the party.
Yeah, you turn
inform
to face
them of
the
what's
doors.
going on.
So you turn to face the doors, and you see these doors as an open archway with these doors just floating in space. All around and beyond, you see stars.
Okay, I'm just gonna follow the rope.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you walk back to the doorway. You see the party there standing in the obsidian landing.
Oh, what's some weird shit's going on over there? There's an entity talking to me, telling me about the impending end of the world by Fat Nagpa and some ancient magical contraption they're trying to get and learn how to use and power. All this stuff, honestly, is kind of went through my head, and yeah. It sounds like you, Nala, and maybe the Dragonborn have a better idea what he's talking about, so let's go. We should go.
Right. Alright. So I will go into the void.
Alright, just you?
Follow.
I'm gonna go back because I'm damn interested.
Okay.
I might not know what's going on, but I'm still interested in knowing.
Is there anybody not going? Is my question.
Mister?
Yes, what?
Do you wish to go to the spooky place where you cannot see the floor, where an incomprehensible figure speaks to you through your mind?
Sure, let's do it. It sounds like fun.
Alright, you all walk into the room. The entity begins speaking in all of your minds simultaneously, and it simply says, "Welcome. You have managed to make it to my sanctum, and it would appear that our goals, at least for the moment, are aligned. And so I greet you as fellow allies."
What is your name?
You all hear his words, but not vocally. You only hear, sorry, Mr. What's your character's name again?
Leon.
Leon, yes, okay. You hear Leon's words in your minds, as if he was speaking telepathically. Though, you, of course, Leon, you can't do that. You just spoke vocally, though no one heard it. And it responds, I am Azudel.
Have I heard that name ever?
Isn't it the same guy that's supposed to be buried here?
Mm-hmm.
Jamie
The dungeon
Bowen,
was
but
known as the Deep
not
Vault of Azudel.
That's close to the dude I was supposed to be worshiping, but it's close. But had me looking.
And he repeats himself, saying, giving you a brief history of the Nagpa and what they are currently doing and trying to achieve. And he poses this, and he says, and I pose to you all the same question I posed to Max. What shall you do now?
Well, a dragon, I'm assuming, is going to be able to fend for itself for some time. But the one looking for this arc thing is probably our biggest concern. Beyond that, there's one already in hiding that's going to take probably the longest to find, and there's one that's actively looking for something, so they don't know where it is yet, or at least haven't gotten access to it. I think our priorities would be the arc, then the point of no return, then the one that's already searching for the power source, then the one that's in hiding in wherever it is. Even if we don't find the one that's in hiding, they're going to be the hardest to find in the first place. And if we waste too much time, the one that's looking for this power source would have time to find the power and then go to ground. And we would not be able to find two of them at that point. As it stands, there's already a decent chance that will still happen. But even if we only get this artifact and help the dragon, where are all of these? They're somewhere on the continent?
They are. If you would like, I can give you the information of their locations directly.
That would narrow down probably several months of searching.
And you feel, Nala, the weight of knowledge pressing into your mind. Please make a charisma saving throw.
Oh.
And then Nala was dominated by Azudel, and the entire party caught the oof.
Magic effect?
Yes.
It's kind of weird, like with natural abilities, if it's magical or not.
Is this something that is like aggressive, or is it just...
This is you resisting your mind being overwritten completely by this map and losing yourself to it.
Fuck it, I'll throw a bardic at that.
Yeah, can never be too safe with this kind of shit.
35.
Destroy him!
And let's see here. A certain map is pushed into your head. Locations of it marking where these things are. I'm saying that while it's uploading.
Huzzah, we got an idiot-proof map.
I'll put that theory to the test.
Idiots, fools, and chucklefucks. Discord emoji, poop face on my. There we go. You just got to put it in a separate window.
Yeah,
Because it's a big picture.
it's a 15 megabyte map.
Oh my god. We're going
got a
on
file.
adventure.
I got poopy.
Yes, the preview didn't work because it's too big, but if you open it in a web browser, like if you click on it, then click on Open Original, it will download the full map. This is the knowledge Nala was just given.
The biggest map ever. 10,000 by
Wait, that's
10,000. Wow.
That's the full map of Daedon, right?
Looks like it to me.
Yes, it included the full territory of Data, and I didn't bother removing things that you guys know about already, that Azudel might not, like, you know, the Maglubiates and the Port Hamor and all that. But it included all the stuff that he would have told Nala, and thus this would represent kind of Nala's knowledge of the world at the moment.
Cool.
Alright, point of no return. Sounds dangerous.
Yeah, it's in the north. It's at where the mountains stop and the glaciers take over.
Ghostmoor.
Ghostmoor is a port city in the southern part of Broken Tooth Bay. Northern part of Galenveen Jungle.
With the knowledge of the map that
Just-
Nala got, did she also get a description of the environment? What to expect?
No. Not beyond the information you would have from this map. Like that, you know, for instance, that Ghostmoor is in a marsh. Point of no return is in an Arctic mountain. The Labyrinth of Nightmares is in a cactus-filled desert. Tur is a volcanic island in the middle of a jungle.
Tur was the power sources, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what was the one that's already hiding and corrupting some city civilization thing?
There's a Nagpa in Ghostmoor. It's hiding and is seeking to infiltrate the lair of Ambor.
Where knowledge on how to operate the devices, right?
It is seeking, yes, that the dragon has somewhere in its hoard the records of how to use the artifact.
Okay.
Are there any allies that we might be able to call upon to delay the Nagpas that you know of?
They have killed and destroyed every ally I've had. So I have none to offer you, I'm afraid. Allies would be merely those you can bring yourselves.
Okay. That's unfortunate.
Do you think there would be any civilization that could be persuaded to help us, especially with the war going on?
Port Hamor, maybe?
They got their hands full just keeping their borders.
They also have, as far as I know, the biggest non-enemy military on the continent. Maybe the Drow, but they are the Drow.
We talk about those drow that what's it, a level above us?
No, not those Drow. The ones in the... what was
In
this
that crater?
called? Yeah.
Oh,
maybe
those
sort of there.
drow. Maybe they could be persuaded, but I doubt they would want to leave their lands and lose the footing to. What were they fighting? Beholders? Those dwarf fellers?
Beholders, Dwergar, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Salvage. Northport? No, that's overrun by Venosha. No, not Venosha. Ninganda. Or bought out by Ninganda.
What did that summer court say? The elves that sent us here in the first place?
I don't know. We could check out the. No, we probably shouldn't. Just end up being a waste of time. Never mind. We could swing by the Feylands, see if there's anyone left in the Magublia Primacy, but I don't think there would be after the Abyss invasion. Zingerfar is a ghost town. Primacy's probably a ghost town.
Well, if we can still teleport to it, we could report back to that elf queen or whatever. She's the one that sent y'all here in the first place, right?
I, as a player, don't know. I wasn't here for that.
This is what I vaguely remember as Dean, but he caught the oof.
Was that someone in the Feywild?
Yeah, didn't we didn't we get frog marched to the Feylands because some elf ghost lady found us with a bunch of mercenaries in Magublia Primacy to their queen?
I, as a player, was not here for that, so I don't know.
Mr. Crazy?
What? We need initiative.
Doesn't ring any bells?
No.
Well,
Fuck it. Let's kill it.
Oh,
if
we
it's a
need
one,
allies, not to kill people.
yeah, if it's a 1-day trip to go to that place, we should just to check, and if not, at the very least, at least to report back the information. That sounds like a good idea, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, might as well.
Before we consider leaving, do you have any knowledge, power, something that might give us the edge over these Nakba?
Violence.
I try to speak
They
this to
have
the.
no conscience. But they are quick to use the consciences of others against them. Should they take hostages, no matter how grave the situation is, they are already dead.
And that's just been a given in our line of work. More or less since the Abyss invasion. Oh, it feels like it was so long ago. It was only last year, wasn't it?
The only other thing I can offer you is that this place is only reachable by my consent. If you bring the Ark here, I can safeguard it against others finding it and taking it for their own use.
How do we know that you will not attempt to misuse it?
Because to misuse it would be to destroy myself and everything else on this plane. I did not go to these lengths to stay alive, merely to give it all up once I have the means of my own destruction in my hands.
On top of that, we don't exactly have a better alternative. If we went around fighting Nagpuz with the Ark ourselves, we'd be giving it right over to the enemy after we go through whatever trouble we have, and there's no way that the countries of the old continent or Port Hamor have the means to properly secure it, especially against powerful mages.
This is probably useless, but I would still attempt to make an insight check against this entity.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, this is probably useless.
Yeah, and also you wouldn't really be able to guidance yourself in that.
All right, so 19.
Yeah, you don't know. It's
Yeah.
disembodied voice speaking in your head while you stand inside of
Exactly.
a starry void. You got nothing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, uh, a few comrades died here. Is there anything you can do about that?
No. I have protected myself in this place through force of arms and traps devious and deadly. There is nothing for them, I'm afraid.
That's unfortunate, but at this point I was expecting it. Um, you know, the 5 Nagpas, their general location. I think all that's left is to go out and get them. Or, you know, die trying. That's always an alternative. Actually, one other thing. This dragon, Frazier? Was that their name?
Yes.
Are they hostile to everybody or only hostile to people who are hostile to them? Or do you not know?
Frazier is ancient, as am I. We were around when this ark was created. Speak my name and state your purpose, and he will at least entertain diplomacy with you. But mind your tongue with him. He is quick to anger.
He sounds quite a bit like some of the metallic or the chromatic dragons I know. Well, new. Most of them are dead now. Alright. Well,
If
that's
there's
all I've got.
if there's nothing for us here, we should make haste.
And I urge all haste in your actions.
This dungeon, tomb, whatever it is, when we try to teleport, it brings us to a spot on the 3rd subfloor. Is there any way around that besides not teleporting?
No.
Is there any way you can conveniently get us out of the dungeon
Of course.
without killing us?
If you insist.
I do enjoy living, but it also wouldn't be my first time dying.
When you leave and walk up those stairs, you will find yourselves taken to the exit.
Very good.
And we just come back the same way we came in the first time.
If you discover a faster way, you are certainly welcome to use that.
Good to know. Okay. Then I will be taking my leave. I will do a quick curtsy and then head out of the room and up the stairs.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
Yeah, something like until we meet again. If we meet again, as you know.
Until then. And then you're all leaving?
I'm ready to take my leave. If anyone has anything to add or ask, go right ahead.
I'll take that as we're all leaving.
Yep.
Okay. All right. You
And-
guys can walk back through the stone door, stairs, shining obsidian in front of you.
All right. Believe this is the part where we get out.
Upstairs, up and at 'em.
All right.
Yep.
You guys start walking up the stairs. And as you lose sight of the landing behind you, and you keep ascending and ascending, you notice that the stairs start to become more worn, as do the walls. Their appearance less glassy and more stone-like. As you keep climbing, the stairs stretching out as far as you can see in front and behind you, you begin to notice niches carved into the walls. Humanoid skulls set on them. Until finally you arrive and you begin to see light coming from up ahead. An open doorway and sunlight pouring in. As you step out of the main door and onto the ground outside of the vault of Azudel.
I can't say I've ever met a dungeon master, but it was a nice guy.
It was a lot better than most of the conversations end up.
I like the part where we didn't fall down endlessly into a starry pit.
it's just space. You walk out there, you begin suffocating, and it's just space.
Yeah, the reason I threw out the dagger before it on went was to see if it froze instantly, because half of it dropped like 200 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, fortunately, the phlogiston isn't a vacuum.
Not immediately, anyway.
All right, but yeah, you guys are outside. The sun is headed down, but it is not yet twilight. It's maybe 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The sunlight's reflecting brightly off the Azudel depths, that giant lake to the west. And the mountain towers behind you.
I would like to poof up to Dragon, stretch, and curl up for a nap.
Next plan is to inform the Elven Court of this new information, see if they can lend any aid or delay the progress of the Negpa. And then we're going to the Lab of Nightmares.
Labyrinth of Nightmares. Looking for an arc of
Malefic
something.
Seal. Son of a bitch. Didn't even ask what it was, what it looked like. Fuck. I knew I forgot something.
I'm gonna cast Sending to Azudel and say, I forgot to ask, what does this arc look like? How will we identify it?
You cast Sending, and you get no response.
else.
And then we spent 30 minutes going back to the dungeon just to ask one question. Let's do it. You don't think I won't do it? I'll fucking do it. I'll bumble around this place for half a fucking hour. So I go back into the dungeon.
Okay. Alone?
If so I'm telling this out loud, I'm going back to that place to ask this stupid question.
I'll go with him.
So I yell loudly in the entrance. Hey, as you know, we forgot to ask, what does this thing look like? And then I proceed,
Okay.
hoping to God that the stairs lead down back to the place where it was. But
Yeah.
But
You
if
start to go
not,
down the
still be-
stairs, skulls on either side, till you get to the bottom and you realize you're at the first floor of the dungeon again.
God damn it!
What?
Mamma mia!
And that's what Nala realizes, that included with the map was a picture of the Ark of the Malefic Seal.
Oh, thank you, DM, for your mercy. Praise be the dungeon master.
It looks like this.
Looks like an old turd tome. Okay.
It's the
Well-
Book of Skyrim.
Sort of. Because Nala included with that, you'd get a sense of the dimensions. It's 2 feet long along the spine. The pages are 1.5 feet wide. This is a pulpit folio.
That's a chunky book.
That is large-ish, like the size of a human torso. I don't suppose this would just be a casual reading book size for Nagpuz, would it?
Do you know how big Nagpas are?
No.
Then I suppose you don't know the answer to that. You never asked him for a physical description of Nagpas.
They're bird folk, but spooky.
Oh, okay. So one of you guys knows what a Nagpa is. So yeah, they're a bit smaller than human. So this would be a bit of a challenge for them. To just they wouldn't. This isn't like a. They're not giant, so this isn't like a pocket reader for them.
They're going to be playing Pikmin with this book. You cannot get that image out of my head.
Nor would I want to.
Alright. So burn the midnight oil, fly on the dragon, get to what's it called? Yay, nay?
We don't teleport?
Not reliably, I don't have anything from the Feywild.
You don't have a tuning fork or something?
I might be able to make one if I know how.
I'm good either way. Fuck it, let's go. Yeah, it's a dragon. Sure. Besides, I don't think we'll be able to make anything from a tuning fork without being in there first. Without having a thing from there. That's how they normally go, right?
That reminds me, I still have that, the Duodrone's body.
So what are you guys doing?
We'll fly to the Feylands, to the south. As a dragon, that should take us much less time than on foot. And I'll fly through the night if I need to.
Okay, what is your dragon's fly speed?
80 feet.
All right. Yeah, you would end up having to fly through the night. So you're going to start needing to make con saves against exhaustion.
Alright. My constitution
It is the chalk.
is what did I Adobe does not want to load today. I think this is right. Math, dragon, and the robes. Hmm. Yeah, it's only for my spells. Alright.
Okay. So you continue on. Are you just going to fly through the whole night?
If I need to, yeah. Or until I start getting exhausted.
Okay, well, keep making rolls. You've got about, let's see, it's about 14 hours of flying. So, the first 2 are fine because it's just normal adventuring day stuff. And then the next 8 are basically when the rest of the people that you're, got on your body are probably taking their long rest. So, yeah, keep making rolls. If you make it all the way, you'll be making 12 of them.
12 total or 12 more?
12 total, so 11 more.
23, 17, 15. What's exhaustion? It's 10 plus 1 per hour.
Yeah. So, as you arrive at the edge of the Phaland Forest, you have 1 point of exhaustion.
Alright.
Everybody else gets a long rest. Having slept on, draconic air on the way over here.
Sorry, I was AFK for a bit.
Okay. You've taken a long rest.
Cool.
Dragonala has not, having flown through the night and into the morning, landing outside of the forest of the Phalanx, due south of the deep vault of Azudel.
So I, the person, don't remember where the elves met us, but Nala would have presumably been with the party.
Back in Ifrin City.
And do I remember the general area we were taken to, or at least the general direction?
No, they opened a portal that you walked through.
Why don't we send Ding shit?
Um. All right. Yeah. Who was the person we met? Was it like some military person, some noble?
He's a queen.
The queen. Is there a go-between for the queen that we should contact instead of her? Or should we just sending the queen?
If we don't remember, if they didn't give us an in between, well, sucks for them. I'm presuming the silence says we either do not remember or we were not introduced to an in between. My vague
No, if no one
recollection.
noted it down, that's on you guys, not me.
Yeah, my vague recollection tells me that we got frog marched, and we were given an immediate audience to the queen. I could be wrong. If this is improper, so be it. Who gives a fuck? It's important information.
Alright, I will sending the elf queen that.
Do you know her name?
I wasn't here for that session.
So no.
I don't know.
It's going to be hard to sending a person you don't know.
God damn it. Why do we always do the important stuff or meet the important people when I'm not here?
Same reason Gilbert's never here when we have an episode heavy on lore.
Fair point. Alright, fuck it. I'll take a long rest and then head to Everett City tomorrow or this afternoon.
Okay. And the rest of you are just going to sit here in the grassland outside the forest?
Since I'm going to wait several hours, why don't I find any useful components for maybe herbalism or alchemy out here in the fields? Something to pass the time.
Okay. Go ahead and make a survival check.
Hey, look at Scout not being complete dog shit with the skills offered.
Yeah, you're able to collect some grassland herbs and berries and whatnot. And it's enough material to make either 3 healing kits or 3 doses of basic poison. It's up to you how you would want to spend your time in making them. But there's enough material for 3 total.
When you say healing kits, do you mean healing potions or do you mean healer's kit?
I mean healer's kits.
All right. I would probably make some poisons. This is the, oh no, you gotta make a DC 10 con save or take a D4 poison, right?
No, you can just do it. You're skillful enough that it's not that difficult.
All right. That's what I do with my time.
But that would take all the time.
Okay.
Or are you doing anything? Okay. The 8 hours pass uneventfully. Nala, you have taken a long rest in the middle of the day. The sun is on its way down and you wake up. Oh, Nala's gone AFK.
This oofs the progress. Just for a little bit.
yeah.
I did not expect us to get out of the dungeon anytime soon. Wow.
Yeah. It's a good thing that the boss was on our side.
Oh yeah, we would have been smeeshed if fella wasn't friendly.
We could have took him.
Guess an unseeable, unknowable force. Well, since Nala's going to be AFK, I will also be right back. I'm going to grab some food.
Yeah, I guess I'll take a break and do the same.
All right.
5-minute break.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you guys were just gonna fuck around inside the dungeon a bit more, so it's good that you got out of there finally. Alright, you guys are back? I guess not.
I've done the returning.
Have you now?
Yes, indeed, I have, and I have brought food. Spagat with zucchini.
I hope you brought enough to share with everyone.
No, sir. No, there is enough zucchini for everyone.
That's good. I like zucchini.
Mm-hmm. How many people are still alive?
I don't know. You're the only one who said anything about getting back yet, so I think Nala, I think Sleuth, Mister, and Crazy are all still gone.
Ah. So if I'm understanding the lore correctly, the Raven Queen is originally the one that stopped the Nagpa from ruling the world and becoming absolutely evil.
Yep.
Right? So I'm guessing the Raven Queen herself can't interfere, but perhaps she could send, what would you call them? People that are for her interests. I forget what you call them.
Deniable assets.
Something like that. Well, she can send something like that, correct?
You don't know.
I'm asking for a potential way in for a backup character.
You don't know.
Can a backup character claim this? While we're
Backyard
being
can
poor
claim
enough.
whatever she wants.
Hmm.
And you can lie. There's nothing wrong with that.
Very good.
I have returned. Who died?
Everyone else except me and you.
Good, good.
And this is the part where I tell you I'm gone because I know what's going to happen next. No thanks.
You can't run, silly boy. I have dimension door.
Ah, joke's on you, and I go back in the dungeon.
So what did I miss?
Nothing so far.
Basically, everyone went and took a bathroom break.
Yeah, I made 3 doses of basic poison, the most basic bitch poison you could ever dream of.
They're like
And people were saying,
1d4 damage.
I think that's the one, right, Andrew?
Sorry, say again.
With the roll 35, I got 3 doses of basic poison.
Yep.
Yep. Are you saying things crazy? Do you exist?
Alrighty, I am back.
There's mister.
Welcome back.
To exist.
All right.
There's crazy.
So what do you guys do?
Kill shit. What are we killing? What?
Well, you're standing in some grassland. You know about a mile to the south of you is the start of the Phelan's Forest.
We met the elves in which city last time? Ifrin?
Can we go on? Food.
Fucking, why is this mouse bad? So if we met the elves in Ifrin last time, how long would it take to fly along the edge of the Phelan's to the border of the Primacy and then beeline to Ifrin? Like 2-3 days?
It'd be about 1.5 days of nothing but flying to get to, like, along the Phelan's border to where it would meet up where the Maglubiat Primacy would start. About another day's flight from there to Ifrin City.
That's 24-hour flights? Or is that 2.5 to 3 days of 8-hour flights, long rest, 8-hour flight?
No, I'm suggesting that you would have to be flying for about 40 hours.
Alright. I have something from one of the Primacy cities. I just don't remember which one. I will see if I buried that somewhere in my notes.
I think Dean helped you make one, a tuning fork. Wasn't
Tuning
it?
fork to where?
I honestly don't remember. It's been that long. That and Dean caught the oof.
I have a tuning fork to the material plane. That was from Pandemonium the second time. Uh, so I have a doorknob from Qualish, and I have a doorknob from the city with the Mimic building. I don't remember which city that was, but I want to say it was Xiu. Qualish's lab was in Ifrin City, right? Why does does this go all the way to the top? Every time.
If that's what you think.
Hmm. Uh, all right. Well, I say we just keep flying then.
Sure.
Uh, does somebody else want to be a dragon so we can switch off, take turns, and stay airborne the entire time?
Makes no difference to me. I'll do it.
Wonderful. I will true polymorph Max into an adult silver dragon.
And so I have to grab the stat block for an adult silver dragon. But I am the thing.
Okie dokie.
And I will start carrying the party, and I will suggest to Max that he take a humanoid or smaller shape. Climb on board, and I will take the party along the edge of the Feywild. I would like to look for the Feylands, not the Feywild. I want to look for anyone who might look like an elven mage, specifically looking into the Feylands, and I'm going to fly along the border to Ifrin City.
Yeah, so I become a small humanoid, so that way I'm not a burden to Nala.
Sure. I don't know what you mean by follow the border to Ifrin City. You know the border will eventually intersect the Maglubiate Primacy, but Ifrin City's inside the Primacy. You can't
Yeah,
just
follow the Phalanx desert border to the border with the Primacy, and from there beeline to Ifrin City.
Okay. You start doing so. I assume after 8 hours you're going to swap out with Max's dragon form?
I'll
You'll
try
take a
and
long
go.
rest, and Max will then fly. Is that my understanding correct?
I'll try and go 12. I don't think I'm able to fail the con save for the first 4 hours with a plus 13 modifier.
That is correct.
And then the two of us can just go 12-hour shift, rest 4 hours, sleep 8, and then the next 12-hour shift. And we'd only have to stop to land, switch, and then take off again. Which
Is that what
should...
you do?
Yeah, I'm fine with the plan.
Then yeah, that's what we do.
All right, 2 days of flying pass as you guys leapfrog your way along the Phalanx border, where it borders grassland, eventually reaching where into the Maglubiate Primacy, and you meet the river that you know you can follow straight to Ifrin City.
Very good.
Yeah, and as you fly along the ruined highway, you do come across the ruins of Dell and Eulaby. And, you know, see the destroyed villages and this whatnot along the way. Grass and brush seemingly starting to push in on the ruined urban scapes. As you land, are you targeting a specific area to land in Ifrin?
Why don't we start in the biggest building?
And
It's
we can
most-
see from wall to wall, right? More or
In the
less.
air, yeah.
Is there anything moving inside the city?
Make a perception check.
Get out to check.
No, he's the dragon at the moment.
Perception. is not great. Fuck it, I'll throw Bardic. 22.
All right, yeah, you don't see anything. City looks dead, overgrown, ruined.
Alright, I'll make a pass around the outskirts of the city from the air. If I don't see anything from there, land at the Capitol building if there is one, or the seat of the government, seat of military.
Yeah, there's that central building where you had found the way down into the lever room.
That sounds like where we should start. If I remember right, last time we were here, we did have the mercenaries in training that we had true polymorphed into people. Do we see them anywhere, or a conspicuous bunch of logs, roughly human-sized?
You do not.
I'll have to get in contact with them again at some point, or make a replacement for them. Okay.
All right, so you're landing at that big central building, the ruin of which is what led down into the Baylor deployment zones.
Yeah.
All right, you land. Some birds scatter.
Um. How would we contact the elves? I think we would need Gilbert for that, wouldn't we? Actually, how does this work?
What are you trying to do?
It's a plan B, but I can gate us to the Feywild if we need to. You conjure a portal linking an unoccupied space you can see within range of 60 feet to a precise location on a different plane of existence.
Okay.
But we should search this city first. Um, where were we when we met the elves last time?
A little bit south of here.
Might as well start our search there.
All right. So you start looking through the ruins of Ifrin City, looking for evidence of the elves. Please make an investigation check.
Would I be able to enhance ability?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to do so. Throw a bardic at it too. Just a casual 47.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you're able to find the footprints from like right when you originally had met the Eladrin. And as far as you can tell, you know, she appeared, took 3 steps, and then announced herself to you. Like, there's not a long trail showing how she got there. She just appeared.
And the portal was. So she presumably teleported in from probably her plane, then took a similar portal to the Feywild.
Well, you remember that she had opened a gate to the Feywild that she had ushered you guys through in order to meet the Queen.
Okay. Would I be familiar enough with that, the place we were gated to the first time to open my own gate there?
Well, you can certainly try.
Does anyone else have any ideas?
I can't do anything. I don't have that high level magic stuff. Do the thing.
Alright, I'll try. It does require a 5,000 gold diamond that it does not consume. I do have the diamond.
Okay, good. So you cast Gate. And a gate opens. And before it, you can see what appears to be a castle highlighted by the moon. In moonlight. A path leading along the ground towards this castle. Through the gate and around you can see the castle is situated in a clearing of what appears to be some type of forest.
Alright, I will poof down from dragon to. I'll go with a Yuan-Ti and step through.
Okay. You step through and onto the path. To your mind's eyes, you kind of look around. It's like someone took the color saturation slider and just like cranked it all the way up. More real than real type colors.
I think I'm gonna make myself look like a Githzerai. Because why not? This is neat.
So, now that I'm thinking about it, would Nala know any weird brain stuff that happens to non-Fey in the Feywild?
Give me an Arcana check.
Fuck up. Well, I'll hold off on the Bardic. Casual 36.
So it's not so much a effect that is like right now. It's more that time flows differently here, and because of the dreamlike nature of the Feywild, when you leave, there's a chance that you will lose some of your memories of what occurred here.
Cool.
Are Fey-related species more resistant to that effect?
Yes, they are.
Alright, then I will poof back up to a dragon and poof back down to an elf. I'll go with the high elf.
Okay.
And then I will look for somebody who is not in our party.
Well, make a perception check. Well, in the forest behind you, you can see, woodland creatures, will-o'-the-wisps, and other such things. You don't really see anybody on the path going to the castle, though.
Alright, then I will approach the castle.
All right, you guys are walking down the gravel road to the castle.
Wait, what?
So we went
You
to
missed it.
space. We went
Yeah.
to space.
We talked to some
Everybody suffocated and died while half of their body froze and the other half incinerated until there was nothing except ashes and icicles.
Congratulations, we're now doing Spelljammer.
also talked to God or something like that.
It was
Yay!
RNGesus, but you know.
Arn
How about it?
said, "Good, try again."
We're hunting for the black ship.
So the actual debriefing so far, we met Azudel. He informed us of the current general whereabouts and intentions of the 5 Nagpas we are hunting, and a potential ally, question mark, in a fight against 2 of them. Yella has a very short temper, and they are a very old dragon. We are now in the Feywilds looking for I think it was an Eladrin queen or Fey queen. Whoever told us to go to the tomb in the first place to inform them of what has happened.
Wait, and we just met Azadel earlier tonight?
Yes. We were on the 3rd floor. Azudel was on the 4th floor.
What was he like?
Mysterious
A
form.
telepathic voice in our head in the void of space.
The void of space. Okay.
So, somewhere between the 3rd and 4th floors, the stone turned into obsidian. Then there was a pair of double doors. Beyond those double doors was the void of space with a invisible and maybe half-existent floor. And we talked to Azudel there. And that was the entirety of the 4th floor that we
And-
know of.
And then he just teleported us outside?
No, we walked out.
But he did
we-
teleport us when we walked out. Somehow.
We just... Oh, okay.
Okay, so basically this is what happened. As soon as we left, we used the Pokemon item escape rope, and then we did the
Right.
world, and then we went right at the entrance of the dungeon.
The stairs from the 4th floor go to the surface. The stairs from the surface only go to the 1st floor.
Okay. So, we know that there are 5 Nagpa now, and we know of 2 people who we need to speak to, one of which is a very old dragon, and the other of which is really, really cranky.
The old dragon is the really cranky one, unless the elf queen is also really cranky. I wasn't here for the conversation with the elf queen, so I don't know.
The Elf Queen?
They... Whoever
Oh, yeah, the lady we talked to last time. Okay. Damn, I miss the coolest shit when I'm gone.
Yep.
Also, one of the artifacts we're looking for is a 2-foot tall, 1.5 wide book.
Dildo.
I mean, anything's a dildo if you're brave enough.
So we're looking for a book.
big book.
That can be used as a dildo, yes.
A big book.
Okay, cool.
Alright, so anyways, lacking any humanoid or speaking species to ask for proper decorum, I will approach the castle.
Wait, what castle?
The Feywild's castle. There was a path to the castle, if I remember right.
Yeah. So you guys had gated yourselves into the domain of the Fey Queen that you had met before. The gate had let you out on a moonlit path in a clearing of a forest that leads to this castle.
So,
Yep, so you walk the path towards the castle. As you get closer, you notice that the path terminates at a large pair of double doors.
thing to knock.
Knock, 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 knock.
All right. As you walk up and raise your hand as if to knock on the door, they swing open before you can.
Step, 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 step.
Standing in the entryway is an Eladrin. And she appears to be a female. She looks you up and down and simply says, "Welcome to the court of Queen Sarastra."
Hey, baby, how you doing?
Do come in, travelers.
Thank you for your hospitality. I will step in.
I follow.
Great.
Yes, I do the same.
All right. As you enter, you notice that there are these bright torches glowing with a bluish white light. Marble floors. And the Eladrin sort of turns to you and simply asks, "And what brings you to the castle on this day?"
Some time ago, we were brought here by, I would assume, one of the guards or a diplomatic envoy of some sort. And we were requested by, I believe it was the Queen, to investigate the, what was it called?
Of Azudel.
Yes, the deep vault of Azudel. We have done so, and I am here with my company to report on the events that have transpired.
As you wish. Come with me. And she opens the inner set of doors and begins leading you through a large hallway, carpeted. You see creatures kind of flying or walking to and fro. The place seems rather busy. After a few minutes of walking, she turns to you and looks at you guys, turns back to the door, and knocks once. A voice bids her to enter in Elvish. I think several of you know Elvish. And she opens the door. And the Eladrin walks in and turns to you and says, "And here is Queen Sarastra. And her celestial and royal majesty, Queen of Night and Magic, Duchess of the Heavens, Countess of Thorn, mistress of air and darkness, lady of the summer palace and bride of shadows. Your Majesty, some adventurers. And then she just steps out, closing the door behind her, leaving you in the room with the queen.
Well, that just about tracks, and I'll curtsy. Um, we have investigated the deep vaults of Azundel and have returned to make a report on what had transpired.
Go on.
Leaving out all the fighting that entailed with the typical delving of such locations. Azundel is an entity that still exists after, by their recollection, 2,000 years or so, and has studied the Nagpus to some extent and is aware of 5 of them that we have been requested by Azundel to dispose of. They are seeking to collect a artifact, secure a location known as the point of no return, and in the fewest words I can imagine, collapse the material plane, the Shadowfell, and the Feywilds into a single plane that would be ruled over by the 5 Nagpus, which would kill everybody across all 3 planes.
Oh my god, the first 2 hours of tonight's session were certainly trippy.
Now, that is interesting. What do you know of this artifact that they seek?
It is a tome roughly the size of a person's torso. It is with sufficient power sources, very dangerous. And the Nagpus are searching for it in the Blue Temple. With a labyrinth of nightmares between them and this temple.
Wait, Labyrinth of Nightmares?
Yes.
That's not the first time we've heard of that place. Gisiota sought it out as well. Wasn't it also built by a dragon?
I
I would
would
not
put it
doubt
past
it
it.
at this point.
Apparently, a dragon is guarding how to operate this book.
Yes, the dragon is guarding the point of no return, which is the ritual site that the Nagpus are intending to collapse the 3 realms at.
Well, there's only one artifact I know of that would possess such power. At least one artifact that I know of in the material plane. Are you speaking of the Malefic Seal?
That sounds right.
Well,
Yeah.
Ixiel, that old fool. No wonder she disappeared if that is the type of nonsense she left lying around.
Who disappeared?
Its author, Ixiel. She put over 2,000 years of magical lore and power into that artifact. And then she disappeared, and we have not seen or heard from her since. Anyone has.
Did she like transcend reality or something?
No, she merely got bored and decided to start hopping around the plains. Wizards of her accomplishment have a tendency to do that.
What was her name?
Ixiel.
How do you spell that? Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't suppose it would be possible to contact this Ixiel.
While you are certainly welcome to try, we have done so ourselves and have been unsuccessful. It is possible she has warded herself against such divinations or forms of communication, or she is dead or destroyed. We simply do not know. Unfortunately, she would probably be the only one who would know how to unmake the malefic seal, if she even wanted to. She could be a bit flighty. What are your intentions?
Well, to stop the Nagpa, of course.
And how do you plan to go about that?
Very carefully. I think the first plan is to go
Killing
to
them
the
is a start.
nightmares.
Killing them is a start. We should, by my estimation, we should attack the ones the single one searching for the malefic seal first. If the others go to ground and hide, it's less devastating than if the one currently in the Labyrinth of Nightmares finds the malefic seal and then hides, and we aren't able to find them.
The problem I have is once we have this tome, what exactly do we do to secure it?
You bring it to me. I know how to use it and can make sure that it does not ever fall into the wrong hands.
How we could trust any single person or entity with such a tome of power?
You would trust me with it because in order for it to be used in the manner that the Nagpa seek, that is a tool of destruction, would require it to be in the material plane. Bringing it here removes that possibility. And I can tie it to this plane in such a way that it cannot leave.
Could I make an insight check to see if that's what she's intending to do, or is she's just trying to spit out a hypothetical to satisfy me?
Sure. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to attempt to suss and find any bullshit. The people known for bullshittery.
She seems to genuinely believe that if you bring her the book, she can keep it from being used to destroy, the material plane and its two echoes.
Oh, I'm confident of that. But will she? Is that her intentions, or she's just spitting out something to, you know what I mean?
She would not. You get the feeling that she would not be willing to let the book go if she got her hands on it. So she
Love that.
she would guard it against it being stolen or used against her.
Azudo made a very similar offer. I don't know if we could trust him, but
2,000 years of plotting and scheming when he can't get out. Oh, I know he wants that book. I'm sure it won't involve the destruction of the world, but I'm sure it can be good for us.
Well, whatever you decide, know this is once the arc and the seal resurface, it will not be so easily hidden again. Agents, far and wide and from realms beyond even your comprehension, will be seeking it. Be very wary of making deals with entities you do not know.
The only entity I truly know is myself.
And if you believe you can keep it against agents of the Hells, of the Shadowfell, the Raven Queen, myself, as you Dell, his agents, and as well as the Nagpas, then by all means attempt it. But should it fall into the Nagpa's hands, everything you have worked for will be for naught.
That's what concerns me. I know that I cannot protect this seal, especially not adequately against all the enemies that I have. But I also don't know, without any sense of doubt, who would be able to. While I trust you, the seal was presumably taken from either this realm or one of its denizens to be placed in the material realm in the first place. If I'm wrong in that assessment, please correct me.
I do not know where, or even necessarily when, Ixiel started work on her magnum opus that became the Ark of the Malefic Seal. I knew only about it once it was completed. It was a beacon of power. That beacon was first lit in the material realm. I do not know how she guarded it or prevented it from being discovered until now. But if the Magpie are headed towards it, if we are even able to discuss its location, those protections are fraying and may have already failed.
It's another thing that worries me. I don't know what other protections would be in place, and I don't know if we can even get to it. I don't know if the Nagpas can or already have gotten to it.
Ixiel was a mage of extraordinary power. She did not suffer fools lightly, and the place where she secured the Malefic Seal will likely be no easy thing to infiltrate. The Nagpas themselves also possess vast amounts of arcane power and knowledge. I suppose you could say you are in a race.
Almost makes me wish for the Abyss invasion again. At least that was simple. There was only one thing we were racing against. Anyways, I don't suppose you have any militant assistance to spare in such matters.
I'm afraid that our hands are tied and cannot assist directly in material affairs. This compact also prevents direct intervention by the Shadow Queen.
Was not the possibility of this also affecting your plane? Uplift
I'll
that.
be back.
Is there a precedent for this?
No.
It sounds like we'll have to search for allies either on the material plane or the outer realms, and I only know of maybe one place we could get allies in the outer realms.
Do you think the Raven Queen could be tucked into a temporary ceasefire of this agreement? Considering this also involves her plane of influence?
The Nagpas were cursed by her. They act as they do in a way that benefits her. I do not know what end she is playing at, but if we were to disregard the compact even temporarily, I do not believe we would. Your plane, the material plane, would suffer greatly for that.
It's very likely her intention was to, or at least very possible her intention was to have us or someone like us come seek you and your forces out and have you be the one to break the agreement in the first place so that she could start her own invasion of the material plane.
That is a possibility.
Hmm. I guess there's nothing left to do except hope for the best, plan for the worst.
Kill him.
Destroying the Nagpas would be advised, yes.
That's
But
the start
more
of the
than
plan.
that, securing artifacts that they seek of apocalyptic power must be a priority.
And all of this, like the next place we need to search is the Labyrinth of Nightmares.
We'll begin our search with the Labyrinth of Nightmares, which
Do
leads to.
we actually know where that is?
I do, yes.
Where?
I know where it is.
Nala was given a mean magic map in her mind.
My mind.
Yes, where in your mind's eye do you see this labyrinth?
Far to the north. It is cold. Very, very cold.
It would be on the northern.
On the northern.
Where the mountains turn into tundra. Alright, now that's the point of no return. That is. That's where. Frazier is. Where would this Labyrinth of Nightmares be? Labyrinth of Nightmares.
It's in a desert with cacti.
Sapphire Vault. Darker, Ghostmoor. Bafford. Lake Slatch. To her.
You've gone way too far. Like, you would know, the mine. It's south of the Gallenvine Jungle. West of the Dragon Wing Peaks.
I am not at all familiar with this part of the map.
Okay, go to Azudel's Vault.
Azudel's Vault.
Head due west.
Yeah. Alright. It would be on the other side of the Feylands from the Primacy. Across the mountains, a bit further west, and then north a bit.
Wait, the big spooky jungle full of undead aristocrats? Right next door to the plains full of orcs?
The Gallenvine Jungle is the undead aristocrats, right?
Oh, I think so.
It's south of the west end of the Gallenvine Jungle, across the mountains.
Neat. But we're going to a place called the Labyrinth of Nightmares.
Yes. It leads to the Blue Temple, where the Ark of the Ark of the Malefic Seal is supposed to be held. And that is where the Nagpa is searching for it.
Okay. Well, on the positive side, I think it's safe to say that the architect of the Labyrinth of Nightmares is dead.
Who would that be?
Well, according to the old version of my character sheet from earlier this year, which includes a number of insanity effects and was pre-Death Knight, the Red Dragon Soul went by the name of Janir the Firestarter, the architect of the Labyrinth of Nightmares.
Let's see.
So at least according to an old version of my character sheet, that guy's dead as shit.
Dead and soul was destroyed.
Yeah.
That could be good. That could be bad. Probably good. I hope.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure it's bad because it means someone showed up and stuffed his soul into an orb.
That was Pejima and his ilk, wasn't it?
No, that was a green dragon.
Green dragon. Did you ever get a name on that dragon?
No, it belonged to a spy from the Phalans who is currently dead. Very, very dead.
Do you know the spy?
I don't fucking know. It was one of Ruffles' characters. It's like way back. Like, remember when we first bombarded
Tiefling.
Elcott with a trebuchet?
Yeah.
And then he absorbed the soul, and then the dragon I was riding on proceeded to drop him from high orbit,
Yeah.
and then he was slaughtered in the demon siege.
Yeah. Okay. That might complicate things.
Additionally, I don't know if Janir's actually dead because I currently don't have a read on my own soul.
That definitely complicates things. Alright, well, we should probably get moving then.
The longer you delay, the closer the Nagpas get to accomplishing their goals.
Then
Is there
with,
anyone you know who would be willing and able to help in this?
it's likely all the planar powers are restricted by similar deals.
For the most part, they are. The Hells have never been one to stick to the intent of an agreement, and the demons there is no negotiating with them. But fortunately, they are occupied in their blood war. No, the most help I can give you is a gate straight to the entrance of the labyrinth to help, return you to your proper plane. I need not put you in an inconvenient place. There's nothing wrong with me sending you back right where you need to be.
I don't suppose I would be able to purchase or trade for a tuning fork to return here once we recover the Ark. or at least the artifact.
A tuning fork is no problem. And she reaches into the folds of her dress and pulls one out and hands it to you.
Thank you. I'll take it.
Of course.
Out of curiosity, if the material plane and its sibling planes collapse in on themselves, what exactly happens?
Everybody dies, and the Nagpos potentially become gods of whatever's left over.
The Ark, with its power, could be used to create and alter planes of existence. They could collapse all three planes onto themselves, wipe out everything that has been built, and start afresh with them propped up as gods over their own little domain.
They could use this to alter planes
Yes.
just by walking up to and touching it.
It's a little more complicated than that.
There's rituals, power sources, seats of power involved, so on and so forth, but for a cabal of experienced and ancient mages, it would not be terribly difficult. Which is why we have to move.
Now, I believe you said you can't help us directly. Is there a what's the word? A trade I can do for some better equipment? And I point to myself in my leather armor and a basic shield.
Of course. Speak to our quartermaster. I'm sure you can find gear that'll suit your needs.
Lovely.
Well, if there is nothing else, then I bid you farewell. Speak to Alicia when you are ready to leave, and she will gate you over to the entrance of the Labyrinth of Nightmares, if that is where you wish to go. Otherwise, simply tell her where on the material plane you wish to appear, and she will open the gate to there.
All right. Thank you for your assistance. We will be taking our leave then.
Of course, and thank you, dear adventurers, for dealing with this most ending of threats.
All right, then we would go and look for the quartermaster after all the formalities of leaving.
Yeah, if you're directed to the quartermaster, it's appears to be a gnome. He's kind of gruff with you, but is basically willing to trade for just about any weapons and armor or adventuring equipment you could need.
Does that include enchanted stuff?
No.
I'm thinking that was a no. That was a
That
partial.
was a no. Sorry.
Okay.
I have returned.
Yeah,
Yes,
but he
welcome
does
back.
have masterwork. He does have silvered and adamantine weapons. He just isn't selling, actual magical weapons and stuff.
So is that adamantine?
Yes,
Does it sell
they have
armor?
adamantine coated weapons. They have silver coated weapons. They have masterwork quality of all three.
What about armor?
They have all types of armor.
What I'm asking is, do they have adamantine armor?
No.
Do they have mithril armor?
No.
Ah. Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, the weapons are coated in adamantine, so making stuff out of solid adamantine's very, very difficult.
I see. Hmm. Well, possible. I'd like to get best quality studded leather shield and short sword.
Okay, yeah, they have masterwork versions of all of that.
So I'm making it very clear that this character does not have the money.
Do you need more?
How much does it cost?
It's definitely not a drop in the bucket.
That doesn't answer my question.
How much is it?
I think he's typing out the math so we can figure that out.
Hmm. You know what? I'm actually planning on swapping out this character. Can I just get a studded leather? That's just 45 gold instead of that.
Do you need 5 gold?
Actually, we're close enough to like where we would end, like about an hour or so. So this might be the time where the character gets cold feet. It's like, her.
So what are you doing?
Let's see. What do I have? I got basic poison. Will he barter with me? Got 3 doses of basic poison.
Yeah, he'll take the 3 doses and give you studded leather.
All right. Problem solved.
Yep.
I'll pick up a silvered longsword while we're here.
Okay.
Ooh. I'm gonna pick up. I don't need anything.
Silvered is value plus 100, right?
That sounds right. Yeah, value plus 100.
All right.
What about you, Leon? Do you need anything? Jagul,
Yes. But
do you need anything while we're here?
I believe so. I don't know.
Do you already have a +1 shield?
Nope. Not regular shield.
250 gold for a +1 shield. I think it's worth a purchase at this level.
Could get the. Do they have? Can I get better plate armor?
Do you have a +1 plate?
No, I just have regular plate armor.
Hmm,
They
that'd
have
be really
Masterwork for
expensive.
sale.
Yeah,
What does that do?
that much.
Well, that's how much it costs.
Yep.
Holy fuck!
Yeah, it's 25 times the regular value. Masterwork items.
So what +1 shield cost?
250 gold. It's a lot more reasonable.
Yeah, I'll buy a +1 shield then.
I'm gonna
Okay.
do the same.
Yeah, they are perfectly willing to sell you these excellently made, elven-styled shields.
Yeah, it's a little bit breaking the bank if we go for 2 sets of Masterwork plate armor.
Yeah, I mean, I have some gold, just not.
I mean, what? We got 5 bars of platinum that are a pound each.
Yeah, that's true too.
We just grab that.
5 bars of platinum that are a pound each is a lot of platinum.
Each one of those bars is worth about 500 gold.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh.
that's your payment for the job.
I think I'm gonna buy. Well, I don't really need anything.
I only have 8,000.
Do you use a
gold
shield, Leon?
pieces left.
How do you fight again?
I am a monk.
Do you happen to have diamonds? Or do you know where I could get some?
I can, diamonds can be provided if you got gold.
I am an
Right.
Etheridge monk.
I'll see what he's got.
Well,
Is
the
it just market
crown-
value for it?
Yeah, the crown jeweler has diamonds all shapes and sizes and all values. What do you need?
I'm looking for a diamond to use True Resurrection with, if it becomes necessary.
I mean, if you have the gold, they will sell you a diamond for that, like the diamond of that value.
25,000 gold. Well, since diamonds don't have a linear value increase, can I buy a bunch of smaller diamonds for cheaper and fabricate them into a single bigger diamond?
You can.
How cheap would I be able to go?
You could probably, let's see, you need to make a single one worth 25k, right?
Yes.
You could probably buy like 10 1,000 gold piece diamonds and combine them together into a 25k.
10,000 per. Alright, let's see. Time for me to do math. Because I still have a bunch of treasure I never sold.
You already got a +1 weapons, right, Leon?
I am a +1 weapon.
Very good.
I'm an Etheridge monk. I am a +1 weapon.
Oh, wow.
Yes, 1,000 is 1,000, Sleuth.
That is the wrong button on the side of the number pad.
How much could I get for a
What's up?
How much could I sell?
Oh, if it's standard equipment, you normally sell for half the value.
So, so our experience points are not going to be that high because we haven't technically done anything this session.
Yeah.
But we did achieve plot progression.
Yeah,
Level-
but I don't know if
level's
that's
better.
enough to give us. I don't know if that's
Level is
enough to
better.
give us. We're gonna come in short. He's gonna give us like 500 for plot progression.
Well,
We're gonna be
Hey,
short.
we only need 905, okay?
That's what I'm saying. He's gonna give us 500.
Mister, if your concern is a lack of plot or a lack of XP, what I need you to do then is I need you to murder the quartermaster. That should be able to push us over 500 XP.
I want to. Can we?
Really?
No, God no.
I mean,
Yes, in a different plane, yes. Let's go ahead and fuck with our relations. No.
I mean, I can roll an ish. I got a +10. I can roll.
I'll join you.
He'll be dead before he realizes it.
And this is the part where Maxim and Leon, longtime crewmates, had a standoff.
I've got 6 smites. I can hit him all at once.
How much will the quartermaster buy one of the magical Leyden jars for?
Did I give you a value when you got them?
You did not, but it stores 100 d4 of lightning damage.
Ooh.
Let me look something up. Did I give you a name for that item?
Magical Leyden jar. Leyden.
Okay.
Uncommon, wondrous item.
Yeah, I'm just looking up the chart for what stuff like that would run. So I didn't expect you to sell stuff like that.
It is a jar of evil. But I mean evil, I mean lightning. But evil.
Oh yeah, totally evil.
Mm-hmm. It's black lightning. That's how you know it's evil.
Mm-hmm.
Makes no fucking sense.
He would be willing to give you 400 gold for it.
Let's see.
Do the bartering.
That on top of... Alright. I'll sell him one.
Great.
And then I will buy 20 of those 1,000 gold diamonds.
Okay.
And then when we get back to the material plane, I will start fabricating them. I'm not going to do it in front of this guy because that would just be rude. Hilarious, but rude.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna break the economy, but it's okay. It's not in this world.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
breaking
right.
the economy. I'm taking these diamonds entirely out of the economy. These are going to be destroyed as soon as I use them.
Mm-hmm.
You're breaking the conservation of the economy, my man. Something, something, something.
What's to be an actual scientific law in D&D? The law of conservation of economy. The economy can neither be created nor destroyed. It always exists.
I mean, that's what the material plane, or not the material plane, the elemental planes are for.
One
Need more diamonds?
piece
Plane of
will
Earth.
always be worth 1 gold piece. Inflation is a lie.
If you need more diamonds, elemental plane of Earth. If you need more art, elemental plane of fuck you. There is no elemental plane of art.
Remember,
Sure there is. There's a progressive plane next to, I don't know. There's gotta be
Elemental
one.
plane of Boston.
Oof.
Remember, everyone, the greatest mistake you can ever make as a dungeon master is to let your wizard create infinite simulacra and have access to the elemental plane of Earth.
Yeah, don't do that.
The second
Literally,
Yeah,
the
no.
single decision you can make.
The second worst mistake is to give your wizard a shotgun and let him grumble.
The third worst mistake you can ever make as a dungeon master. When your wizard asks you, how much time do we have? Responding with, yeah, sure, whatever.
Is just inviting shenanigans, yes.
Shenanigans, the one shot.
That's what that was.
That
All right,
was-
so have you guys done all the selling and stuff you want to?
Yeah.
Gilbert, do you have anything?
Actually, yeah. Could we get some modification done to my armor and equipment so that the next time I die, I don't have to put my pants back on? I just respawn back inside my pants. Basically, can we attach all the sheets of plate mail to each other? You know, kind of a harness that creates an empty, almost carapace when I die.
It sounds like you want to turn into Iron Man. Or soul bind your plate mail to you. I'm not sure which would be cooler.
Well, how much time do you want to spend here in the Feywild? Because it's going to take some time to do that modification.
Even with fabricate.
Their armorer doesn't know how to do fabricate.
Mine does.
I mean, then that's up to Nala if she wants to do that.
Sure, I can turn your plate mail into a dustpan.
Can you stitch my magic items into that too? Just kind of hold them in place. Or actually, no, they'd be held on by. Held on. Never mind.
Yeah,
That would
they'd
hold
just be on their
together.
sheaths and whatnot on your belt.
Yeah.
I want some king supplies. Yeah.
Would I be wrong to assume that I can just use that 120 pounds of steel I have and not ruin the adamantine effect to just cover up seals?
Yeah. You know, it won't actually improve the armor ability, but you can like link everything together with like little clasps and whatnot, so that if you were to take Gilbert out of the armor suddenly, somehow, the armor would remain more or less attached to each other as like one piece.
Yeah, I just want to turn it into a dustpan so when he respawns in his armor.
Besides, I literally don't even need a way to get out of the armor. I don't have basic like requirements to live.
You neither? Wow. That's 3 members of the party that are undead.
I'm
Wait,
the
what?
oldest one here. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Wait. Leon
Yeah.
and Maxim are both undead.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine.
They're both
Ridiculous.
Yes.
Ridiculous. No, nonsense.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah, lesser undead.
Some things have happened.
Yeah, apparently I've missed a lot since I got my promotion.
We crashed into the spell from a spelljammer ship into the thing, and we're okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine.
There was a navigational incident.
So I want to find like a good way to BS out of my way of Max and into another character. I feel like this would be a good time to swap out characters. Maybe like have Max try to find somebody to contact, see if he can get any assistance with the GIF. Probably not going to be successful, but you know,
With the
at least
GIF,
have some way for
no.
him to.
Like, if you wanted to bring in somebody that had like Fey connections, this would be a good time to do it.
Shadowfell?
No. These guys are not friendly with the Shadowfell. You show up here from the Shadowfell, you will be killed. And not
It'd
in
be
a nice
hilarious.
way.
but it would be hilarious.
There's a nice
The
way to kill
art-
somebody?
You could be
Yeah, they could kill her in a way that would allow her to be resurrected.
kill her again.
You know, I'll have to keep that in mind. All the people that killed me were in fact nice people.
They have been awfully courteous
Or
about
better
it for
yet,
our sworn
Kill
enemies.
somebody and then reincarnate them into a form of some kind of servant animal.
See,
and
the way I killed Dean in War was not the nice way of killing them.
No,
Yeah,
they were
we were
No,
not
it wasn't.
nice.
they were eaten whole. It was not pretty.
Yep, super oofed.
It was pretty funny. It was also
All right,
terribly
so
tragic.
but yeah, you guys do your purchasing at Quartermaster. Are you? What do you want to do now?
To the Labyrinth of Nightmares. I think. Any objections?
Oh, hey, Labyrinth of Nightmares sounds like a fun place. Let's go. Sounds like a rocking good time.
Hmm.
We will then seek out. Where to put her name?
I think Maxim would try to part ways at this point.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what are you bringing in next?
A wizard of some type.
You're a hairy wizard.
This vague idea of a wizard.
A dwarf wizard.
This is a gnome wizard with
I
a
have to step
popper
away again for
for a
real
friend.
second.
An undead pupper of great power and destruction.
The dog is actually the real wizard.
Shit!
The gnome is just a front.
Under's run that character before.
You running an illusionist?
I have no idea, honestly, what I would have run.
But
I've
yeah,
been playing around
yeah,
with the
you can
idea.
separate here.
Appreciate it.
So the rest of you are going through the gate to the
Yeah.
Labyrinth of Nightmares.
Yes. What was the mage's name?
Elith?
Or how do you spell it?
Here.
Alright, thank you.
She casts gate. Before you, you can see a very bright, sunny day. On top of sand, some cactus and scrubby brush are visible. A cracked sandstone road runs directly out of the gate as you are you assuming you guys are stepping forward into this, yeah?
Yeah.
Runs between ruined pillars, some of which have fallen over, and appears to run towards a rocky outcropping, a mesa of some kind. Ahead you can see that along the mesa there are various carvings, things that have been carved out of it, and directly on the road is one road, and then you can see various sections off to the left and to the right. Like the end of the road as you would approach kind of looks like this. As you kind of look at the mesa cliff face. The sun beating down on you guys overhead. It's rather warm, and there doesn't appear to be a cloud in the sky. When you look behind you, where the gate was, you see that the gate is no longer there. The road kind of petering out, as you can see that it leads to what appears to be Badlands. Kind of more of a rough, rocky desert. Far in the distance, you can see to the north, all the way around to the east, mountains far off in the distance.
And the Malefic Seal is located here in the Labyrinth of Nightmares? Or this
Through the
place has
Labyrinth
the
of
information we
Nightmares.
need to find it?
To my understanding, it is through the Labyrinth of Nightmares in the Blue Temple.
So the Labyrinth of Nightmares will bring us to the Blue Temple, which will then bring us to the Malefic Seal.
Yes,
Okay.
if we're not too late.
If you're not too late indeed. But I think we will call it here for the evening.
Oh my.
Before we end it,
Mhm.
one quick second under.
And this is the part where Gilbert reveals his trap card. See, we were not talking with Gilbert all this time. We were talking to Gilbert. See, we know it's Gilbert because it says Gilbert very evil. Very
I
evil
have no
Gilbert.
problem with that.
This is like Zolago Gilbert.
I have no problem with that. Massive chaos and mayhem. Bring it on.
Aloha.
God is great.
God is the greatest. Infidel. God is great. God is the greatest.
God is great. This sounds racist if it sounds better in Arabic.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Everything's
That's a Helsing Ultimate abridged reference.
Yes, it is.
Oh God, it just hit me.
God is great. Ooh, Catholic suicide bombers. Is it racist to say it sounds better in Arabic?
Jihad is the way, my brothers. It is the only way. God mandates it.
But I could see myself blowing myself up for somebody else.
I can see myself blowing up someone else for myself.
Yeah, that I
Well,
could do.
blowing up someone else, sure, but not myself along with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I could
See,
do.
the bomb, I'm all for, but me with the bomb, no. The bomb has to be apart from me. I want nothing to do with that bomb when it goes boom.
If your own explosives are danger close, that's your problem.
Well, you know what they say. There's no problems that couldn't be solved with a proper application of high explosive.
Especially when the problem is other high explosives.
Violence may not be the way to solve every problem, but it sure is the simplest way.